Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we are going to talk about one of the most important secrets in language learning, how to think in English naturally. Many people study English for years. They learn grammar. They memorize vocabulary. They watch videos. They read books. But when it is time to speak, their mind becomes empty. Why? Because they are still translating inside their head. They hear English translated into their language, create an answer in their language, translate back into English, finally speak. This process is slow, stressful, and exhausting. Real fluency starts when your brain begins to think directly in English. That is exactly what this lesson is about. In this complete guide, you will learn why thinking in English is important, why most learners struggle to speak fluently, how the brain learns language, daily habits that improve fluency, practical exercises, vocabulary building strategies, listening techniques, speaking techniques, confidence building methods, long-term improvement systems, how to stay motivated, common mistakes learners make, a full daily English routine. This lesson is not only about studying English. It is about changing your mindset. Because English is not only a subject. English is a skill, and skills grow through practice. So relax, focus, and let's begin your journey toward thinking in English naturally. Chapter 1: Why Thinking in English Matters. Imagine driving a car for the first time. At first, every movement feels difficult. You think carefully about the steering wheel, the mirrors, the brakes, the road. Everything feels slow. But after enough practice, driving becomes automatic. Language works the same way. At the beginning, your brain works very hard. But with enough repetition, English becomes natural. The biggest difference between intermediate learners and fluent speakers is not grammar knowledge. It is processing speed. Fluent speakers do not build sentences word by word using translation. They think directly in English patterns. For example, a beginner may think, "How do I translate this sentence?" But a fluent speaker thinks, "How do I express this idea naturally?" That is a completely different process. Thinking in English helps you speak faster, understand more quickly, reduce stress while speaking, improve pronunciation, build confidence, sound more natural. Most importantly, it helps English feel real instead of academic. Chapter 2: Translation slows you down. Let's understand the real problem. Suppose someone asks you, "What did you do yesterday?" Many learners do this. Step 1: Understand the sentence in English. Step 2: Translate into native language. Step 3: Create answer in native language. Step 4: Translate answer into English. Step 5: Speak. That is too much mental work. Now imagine doing this during a fast conversation. Impossible. Native speakers continue talking while you are still translating. That is why conversations feel scary. The goal is to remove the middle translation step. You must train your brain to connect ideas directly with English. For example, instead of "Apple equals translation in my language," your brain should instantly connect "Apple equals image of apple." English should become visual and emotional, not translated. That is how children learn language. Children do not study translation. They connect words with experiences. You can do the same. Chapter 3: Starting with micro-thinking. One mistake learners make is trying to think complex thoughts immediately. Do not begin with philosophy or business discussions. Start small, very small. This method is called micro-thinking. You begin with tiny English thoughts during daily life. For example, when waking up, "I'm tired, it's early, I need coffee," while walking. "That car is fast, the weather is nice, there are many people here." While eating, "This tastes good, this is spicy, I'm still hungry." Simple thoughts repeated daily create automatic thinking patterns. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency. Even 5 minutes of thinking in English every day helps your brain adapt. Chapter 4: Building an English inner voice. Everyone has an inner voice. You speak silently inside your mind every day. Usually, this inner voice uses your native language. To become fluent, you must slowly convert that inner voice into English. At first, it feels uncomfortable. Your brain resists change. That is normal. But over time, English becomes more familiar. Start using English during routine activities. Brushing teeth, cooking, driving, shopping, exercising describe everything mentally. For example, I'm cutting vegetables. The water is too hot. I forgot my keys. I need to answer that email. Your brain learns through repetition. Daily repetition creates automatic thinking. Chapter 5: The Power of Repetition. Many learners avoid repetition because they think it is boring. But repetition is one of the most powerful learning tools. Professional athletes repeat movements thousands of times. Musicians repeat scales daily. Language learners must repeat too. The brain strengthens connections through repeated exposure. If you hear and use a sentence many times, it becomes automatic. For example, how's it going? What are you doing? I'm not sure. That makes sense. After hearing these phrases repeatedly, your brain stops translating. It simply recognizes patterns instantly. That is fluency. Fluency is not knowing every word. Fluency is fast recognition of familiar patterns. Chapter 6: Learning phrases instead of single words. One major mistake is memorizing isolated vocabulary. For example, learners study decision, effort, opportunity, but real communication happens through phrases. You should learn, make a decision, put in effort, great opportunity. English has natural word partnerships called collocations. Native speakers use them automatically. Learning vocabulary in chunks improves speaking speed dramatically. For example, instead of learning, excited, learn, I'm excited about the trip. Instead of learning, busy, learn, I've been really busy lately. These chunks become building blocks for fluency. Chapter 7: Training your ears. Listening is extremely important. You cannot think clearly in English if your brain rarely hears English. Input creates output. If you consume per input, your output becomes weak. Listen to English daily. Even passive listening helps. You can listen while cleaning, driving, exercising, cooking. Choose understandable English. Do not start with difficult movies if you are beginner level. Start with slow English podcasts, beginner YouTube lessons, simple conversations, audiobooks for learners. Your brain needs comprehensible input. Little by little, your ears adapt. Eventually, English sounds become familiar instead of confusing. Chapter 8: Shadowing technique. One of the fastest fluency methods is shadowing. Shadowing means listening and repeating immediately. You copy the speaker's pronunciation, rhythm, intonation, speed. For example, speaker says, I don't really understand. You instantly repeat, I don't really understand. Do not wait too long. Repeat immediately like an echo. This trains your mouth and brain together. Shadowing improves fluency, listening, pronunciation, confidence. Practice 10 minutes daily. The results are powerful. Chapter 9: Speaking without fear. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles. Many learners stay silent because they fear mistakes. But mistakes are necessary. Nobody becomes fluent without mistakes. Think about babies learning language. They make errors constantly, yet they continue speaking. Adults fear embarrassment too much. Remember this: communication matters more than perfection. If people understand you, communication is successful. Fluency grows through imperfect practice. Do not wait until your English becomes perfect. Speak now, improve later. Chapter 10: How to build confidence. Confidence does not appear magically. Confidence grows from evidence. Every successful English experience builds confidence. You must create small wins daily. For example, understanding one video, learning 5 useful phrases, having a short conversation, writing a paragraph, thinking in English for 10 minutes. Celebrate progress. Many learners only focus on mistakes, but progress matters too. Confidence grows when you notice improvement. Chapter 11: Daily English immersion. Immersion means surrounding yourself with English. You do not need to move abroad. You can create immersion at home. Change your environment. Phone, language, English, YouTube recommendations, English, social media, English creators, music, English songs, reading English articles. Your brain adapts to repeated exposure. The more English you see, the more natural it becomes. Chapter 12: Reading for fluency. Reading improves thinking ability. Why? Because reading exposes you to sentence patterns. When you read regularly, your brain absorbs grammar naturally. Do not focus only on grammar rules. Read real English. For example, short stories, beginner novels, news articles, dialogues, blog posts. Reading helps you expand vocabulary, improve sentence structure, think more naturally, read aloud sometimes. This combines speaking and reading practice together. Chapter 13, Writing to organize thoughts. Writing is thinking on paper. Many learners avoid writing because it feels difficult. But writing trains your brain to organize English ideas. Start simple. Write daily journal entries. Today I felt tired. I worked all day. I watched a movie tonight. Over time, increase complexity. Writing helps identify weaknesses. It also strengthens memory. Chapter 14, How to learn vocabulary effectively. Do not memorize endless lists. Learn vocabulary through context. For example, instead of learning, exhausted, learn. I was exhausted after work. Context creates emotional memory. Also review vocabulary repeatedly. Without review, forgetting is natural. Use spaced repetition. Review words after 1 day, 3 days, 1 week, 1 month. This strengthens long-term memory. Chapter 15, Understanding grammar. Naturally, grammar is important, but grammar alone does not create fluency. Some learners know every grammar rule but still cannot speak. Why? Because language is a skill, not only knowledge. Grammar should support communication. Do not obsess over perfection. Learn grammar through real examples. For example, instead of only studying present perfect rules, read and hear sentences like, I've already finished. She's never been there. We've known each other for years. Repeated exposure builds natural understanding. Chapter 16, Thinking in English during conversations. Conversations feel fast. You do not have time to translate everything. Here are important strategies. 1. Use simple English. Simple English is powerful English. Do not try to sound advanced all the time. 2. Use filler phrases. Native speakers also pause. Use phrases like, let me think. That's interesting. Well, I'm not sure. These phrases give your brain time. 3. Focus on meaning. Do not panic about perfect grammar. Focus on communication. Chapter 17, Building Fluency. Step-by-step fluency develops gradually. Usually the stages look like this. Stage 1, translation. Stage of everything feels slow. Stage 2, mixed thinking. Some English thoughts appear naturally. Stage 3, partial automatic thinking. Simple situations become easier. Stage 4, natural thinking. English thoughts appear without effort. This process takes time. Patience is essential. Chapter 18, Common mistakes. Learners make a mistake. 1. Fear of mistakes. Perfectionism blocks growth. Mistake 2. Studying without practice and without speaking creates passive learners. Mistake 3. Inconsistency. Study once a week is not enough. Mistake 4. Translating everything. Direct thinking is the goal. Mistake 5. Comparing yourself to others. Your journey is unique. Chapter 19, Creating a long-term system. Motivation changes. Some days you feel excited, other days you feel tired. That is why systems matter more than motivation. Create a routine. Even small daily practice creates huge long-term improvement. For example, 20 minutes daily for 1 year is more powerful than studying intensely for 1 week. Consistency wins. Chapter 20, Sample daily routine. Morning, about your plans in English. Afternoon, watch 15 minutes of English content. Evening, practice speaking aloud. Night, write a short journal. Simple routine. Powerful results. Final message. Learning English is not a race. It is a journey. Some days feel easy, some days feel difficult. But every small effort matters. Every sentence you speak builds confidence. Every video you watch trains your ears. Every paragraph you read improves your brain. Every mistake teaches you something valuable. One day, you will suddenly realize you are no longer translating. You are understanding naturally. You are speaking naturally. You are thinking in English, and that moment changes everything. Keep practicing. Keep learning. Keep believing in yourself. Your fluency journey has already started.